stops us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Good afternoon. Where is my phone? The ever effing, yeah. I shaved off my beard. I need to start looking a little more, I don't know what the word is, approachable? I don't know. Oh no. So he said I was intimidating, and it's kind of been on my mind. Or that I can be intimidating, not that I am. Not that I am all the time, right? So now you know why I have a beard, because Dion hasn't made the appointment to remove that yet. I doubt anybody even cares. So, yeah. We're going to talk on Tradition 3 today. All right, that's fine. So you saw this video, and I was going to repost it and say some things, but I've been stirring the pot a little too much. I got to be careful with that. But it was a video, and it was edited and produced. So in other words, it's fake. It didn't happen. And it's this lady, this homeless lady, and she was asleep, right? She had a sign for her, and people kept coming up and giving things while she was asleep, which is nice and sweet and everything. But it sends the entirely wrong message. What they said in that video was, we would prefer they were sleeping so we could surprise them. Okay, you want to surprise them. No, what you want is no human contact. That's what you want. You want to give, but you don't actually want to, can take you up your own time to sit down with that person and actually talk to them. So come on, people. I call bullshit again on that. Okay? Stop determining what other people fucking need. Then you go and put it on there. You know what that is? We call that bragging. We call that pride. That's what we call that. Don't come on here and brag about everything I do. Not everything. I'm so color coordinated today. Look at this shit. Yeah. This is my new favorite Spider-Man shirt. So thank you, Amber. We've hit that 3-minute mark. So let's get to Tradition 3. This should be interesting. It's been a while since I've done Tradition 3. Welcome to Daily Trudge. My name is Dion. I'm an alcoholic. I don't know why I said that, but like I say it all the time. It's true. It's true. If you're here, please say hello. Yeah, you needed that nap then, right? All right, so Tradition 3, and it's longer than some of the other ones. So Tradition, the only requirement for AA membership is a desire to stop drinking. Does say anything about being an alcoholic? No. This tradition is packed with meaning, for AA is really saying to every serious drinker, you are a member if you say so. And in here, you is italicized. Okay? It's the only way you can become a member of AA. Yeah. You can declare yourself in. Nobody can keep you out. No matter who you are, no matter how low you have gone, no matter how grave your emotional complications, even your crimes, we still can't deny you. I'm glad Ingrid's not here. This might tick her off. She's been at some, she could tell us about keeping people. We don't want to keep you out. We aren't a bit afraid you'll harm us. Never mind how twisted or violent you may be. We just want to be sure that you get the same great chance for sobriety that we have had. So you are an AA member the minute that you declare yourself. That's it. That's it. You don't even have to say, my name's Dion, I'm an alcoholic. You don't even, does it say that? Nope, sure doesn't. Only a desire to stop drinking. Do you have to be sober? Nope. You just have to have a desire to stop drinking. Yeah. Have you ever seen that meme where Jesus is standing up there and somebody says, are the addicts and alcoholics going to, does this include the addicts and alcoholics? And Jesus goes, yes, even people ask stupid questions. It's the same thing here. Hey, Ingrid. You don't have to be an alcoholic to be a member of AA. My first wife was not an alcoholic. Okay? And I met her in AA. Some people had convinced her that she was, but she wasn't. She just made some silly mistakes when she was a kid. That was it. Okay? Beyond that, no. She just found the bar. Imagine 21. Come on. Come on, give it a little bit. No. Some people, it is phases. Okay? Here's the difference. My friends in high school drank just as much as I did. Okay? They graduated high school and went to college. I went to Skid Row. That's the difference. Now, some of them later in life, now, oh, they're alcoholic. Okay? Cunning, baffling, and powerful. They'll just find a new way. All right. To establish this principle of membership took years of harrowing experience. In our early times, nothing seemed so fragile, so easily breakable as an AA group. Hardly an alcoholic we approached paid any attention. Most of those who did want to join us were flickering candles in the windstorm. Time after time, their uncertain flames blew out and couldn't be relighted. Our unspoken constant thought was, which of us may be next? Amber and I were talking about this yesterday, right? It is hard to start a new meeting. It could be tough to start a new meeting, until the word gets out there and stuff. Until then, you got to kind of put up with, well, do they show up? And then last night, I had 7 people at the meeting. So now it's becoming consistent. Now there's been about 15 people that have been to the meeting. So you see how we had to be consistent with that, right? So a member gives us a vivid glimpse of those days. At one time, every AA group had many membership rules. Everybody was scared witless that something or somebody would capsize the boat and dump us all back into the drink. Our foundation office asked each group to send its list of protective regulation. The total list was a mile long. If all those rules had been in effect everywhere, nobody could have possibly joined AA at all. So great was the sum of our anxiety and fear. Yeah, it does, huh? Well, it seems like we're getting a different set of people every other week, is what it is. Like next week, Todd and Anna will show up and stuff, So, Sandra's yeah, I'm sorry. I'm over here blowing people. I'm only giving them first names, but it doesn't fucking matter. I apologize. That's still blowing. It's too close to it. So I'm going to stop there. So we were resolved to admit that nobody in AA but the hypothetical class of people were termed pure alcoholics. Except for their guzzling and unfortunate results thereof, they could have no other complications. So beggars, tramps, asylum inmates, prisoners, queers, plain crackpots, and fallen women were definitely out. Yes, sir, we'd cater only to the pure, respectable alcoholics. I wouldn't have been accepted. And the other ones would surely destroy us. Besides, if we took those odd ones, what would decent people say about us? We built a fine mesh fence around us. See, they need to come to the terms that they're one too, and they'll figure this out. Okay? There is no rock bottom. There's bottom, and that's it. There is no rock bottom. Quit adding that rock on there, man. Because what we're saying to people is this: you've got to hit rock bottom first. What is rock bottom to you? It's going to be different for you than it is for me. Why not raise the bar if we can? We don't need these people. You're not required to go through the 10 years of hell I went through to do this. It's not a requirement. So please don't think it is. All right, younger people. Maybe this sounds comical now. Not really, considering we're still kind of putting up with this stuff. Maybe you think old timers were pretty intolerant, but I can tell you there was nothing funny about the situation then. We were grim because we felt our lives and homes were threatened, and that was no laughing matter. Intolerant, you say? Well, we were frightened. Oh, no problem, Ingrid. School. All right, WNE. Well, we were frightened. Naturally, we began to act like most everybody does when afraid. After all, isn't fear the true basis of intolerance? Yes, we were intolerant. There's a really good story, and I'm looking for. Let's just go to. I'm going to go to the story portion. A newcomer appeared at one of these groups, knocked on the door, and asked to be let in. I like the story because it's me. He talked frankly with the group's oldest member. He soon proved that he was a desperate case and that above all, he wanted to get well. But he asked, will you let me join your group? Since I am the victim of another addiction, even worse stigmatized than alcoholism, you may not want me among you, or will you? And I don't know what it was. And we'll never find out. Doesn't matter. Okay. Probably drugs, if we need an answer. I know my brain's looking for one. That's right. There was a dilemma. What should the group do? The oldest member summoned two others and in confidence laid the explosive facts in their laps. Said he, well, what about it? If we turn this man away, he'll soon die. If we allow him in, only God knows what trouble he'll brew. What shall the answer be, yes or no? At first, the elders could look only at the objections. We deal, they said, with alcoholics only. Not anymore, by the way. Shouldn't we sacrifice this one for the sake of many? Oh, I want to strangle somebody on that line. Okay. So with the discussion with the newcomer's fate hung in the balance. They're playing God, folks. They're playing God. But at least they're here to admit it, right? Then one of the three spoke up in a very different voice. What are we really afraid of, he said, is our reputation. See, you know what? I understand that we got to have a good reputation, okay? I have a good reputation, but I still speak out. I will still speak out. Okay? I'm not worried about my reputation. You can either take me as I am or you can leave me alone. Period. There's nothing after that. So we are much more afraid of what people might say than the trouble this strange alcoholic might bring. As we have been talking, 5 short words have been running through my mind. Something keeps repeating to me. What would the master do? Not another word was said. What more indeed could be said? Thank you, my man. Thank you. The answer is indubitably yes. Okay. We alcoholics must find reasons to say yes to allow people into our rooms. It even says in our book, and we say it all the time, we think our way can help others. If you are going to an open meeting, anybody can attend, anybody can share, not everybody can donate. Overjoyed, the newcomer plunged into 12-step work, and he probably got more people sober than those three idiots did. Sorry. Okay. Tirelessly, he laid AA's message before scores of people. Since this was a very early group, those scores have since multiplied themselves into thousands. Never did he trouble anyone with his other difficulty. AA had taken his first step in the formation of Tradition 3. Not long after the man with the double stigma knocked for admission, AA's other group received into its membership a salesman, which we will call Ed. Yeah, it's contributions. Yeah. I didn't know that they were different words. So, yeah. I don't know if I'd have to go check. But we can go with contributions. But contribution, see, donate means money. Contribution could be time, right? So if I contribute, that doesn't necessarily mean it's money. I could raise my hand and speak. So, donation. A power driver, this one, and brash as any salesman could possibly be, he had at least an idea, a minute on how to improve AA. It always happens. Got to improve AA. There's nothing to improve, my friends. You don't need to improve AA. You need to improve yourself. Okay. He had these ideas he sold to fellow members with the same burning enthusiasm which distributed automobile polish. But he had one idea that wasn't so sellable. Ed was an atheist. His pet obsession was AA could get along better without its God nonsense. He browbeat everybody, and everybody expected soon that he'd get drunk. For at the time, you see, AA was on the pious side. Welcome back, Ingrid. We're still here. John's still running his mouth. I'm glad you made it back. There must be a heavy penalty, it was thought, for blasphemy. Distressingly enough, Ed proceeded to stay sober. Why? You want to know why? It's because he was helping other alcoholics. See? I approve AA, though. I'm Dion, and I approve this message. Okay. At length, the time came for him to speak in a meeting. That means he was going to share his story. That means you're going to have to listen to Ed for an hour. We shivered, for we knew what was coming. He paid a fine tribute to the fellowship. He told how his family had been reunited. He extolled the virtue of honesty. He recalled the joys of the 12-step work, and then he lowered the bow. Cried Ed, I can't stand this God stuff. It's a lot of malarkey for weak folks. This group doesn't need it, and I won't have it. To hell with it. Stir that pot, Ed. A great wave of outrage, resentment engulfed the meeting, sweeping every member to single resolve. Out he goes. The elders led Ed aside. They said firmly, you can't talk like this around here. You'll have to quit or get out. With great sarcasm, Ed came back to them. Now do tell, is that so? He reached over the bookshelf and took up a sheaf of papers. On the top of them lay the foreword to the book, Alcoholics Anonymous, under the preparation. He read out loud, the only requirement for AA membership is a desire to stop drinking. Relentlessly, Ed went on. When you guys wrote that sentence, did you mean it or didn't you? And back then, it was actually an honest desire to stop drinking, which he had. Dismayed, the elders looked at one another, for they knew they had him cold. So Ed stayed. Ed not only stayed, he stayed sober month after month. The longer he kept dry, the louder he talked against God. The group was in anguish so deep that all fraternal charity had vanished. When, oh when, groaned members to one another, will that guy get drunk? Quite a while later, Ed got a sales job, which took him out of town. At the end of a few days, the news came back in. He sent a telegram for money, and everybody knew what that meant. Then he got on the phone. In those days, we'd go anywhere on a 12-step job, no matter how unpromising. But this time, nobody stirred. Leave him alone. Let him try it by himself for once. Maybe he'll learn his lesson. Ouch. Ouch. Isn't it yet, we need to realize they're telling on themselves here. You understand that? They're what they went through is gold. Okay. And when I go through this, I think, George, and we can't think that way because you know what? For the grace of God, go me. That's me. That's me saying, no, it needs to be done this way. It needs to be done that way. That is me also. Right. So let's keep that in mind while we're reading this. I think I'm saying that more for me than anybody else because my brain's like, you motherfuckers, leave him hanging like that? You wouldn't be my friends. You did that to me. See? But if I go there, I'm not listening to the point of what they're trying to tell me. Okay. Just something I kind of noticed in my brain that I thought maybe other people were going through. I don't know. About 2 weeks later, Ed stole by night into an AA member's house and, unknown to the family, went to bed. Daylight found the master of the house and another friend drinking their morning coffee. A noise was heard on the stairs. To their consternation, Ed appeared, a quizzical smile on his lips. He said, "Have you fellows had your morning meditation?" They quickly sensed that he was quite in earnest. In fragments, his story came out. In a neighboring state, Ed had holed up in a cheap hotel. After all his pleas for help had been rebuffed, these words rang in his fevered mind. "They have deserted me. I have been deserted by my own kind. This is the end. Nothing is left." As he tossed on his bed, his hand brushed the bureau near, touching a book. Opening the book, he read. It was a Gideon Bible. Ed never confided any more of what he saw and felt in that hotel room. The year was 1938. He hasn't had a drink since. Nowadays, when old-timers who know Ed foregather, they exclaim, what if he'd actually succeeded in throwing Ed out for blasphemy? What would have happened to him and all the others he later helped? So the hand of providence early gave us a sign that any alcoholic is a member of a society when they say so. And again, that is italicized. Now, let's kind of get on a topic that's a little tougher. Maybe, well, not for all of us, right? See, I go to open meetings because I like helping people, not just alcoholics. There are some people that go to Alcoholics Anonymous that say they're alcoholics that are not alcoholics just so they can get some help. Did you know that? Yeah. For me, the only requirement is that you need to be a child of God. Does that make sense? Because you know what? People that are not me or that are non-alcoholic go through the same shit we do. Sure, they know how to handle their problems better than we do. But what if they brought God in? Just imagine how much better their lives would get. So when we see that crazy person in the room, see, I was that person. I've been shushed in meetings. Never been 86th. There was a guy, his name was, he's passed. His name was Odd Rod. Rod was about 6'5" and 300 pounds. Actually, he was probably taller than that. He was a big man, very large. Okay. And somebody had taken a medicine ball and dropped it on his head. No, not the one you throw back and forth. The one you have on a crane. And somehow he survived. And we called him Odd Rod. Okay. And a lot of people didn't like, I love this man. I love this man because he was nothing but honest. Was he gruff? Was he rough? Yeah, he didn't have any other choice. Okay. But I saw that man do some of the most amazing things just because he was thinking of other people. See, you didn't fuck with the girls when Odd Rod was around. Now, he would pick you up and throw you out, literally. So we need to protect those people that need to be there. If I'm in a meeting and they decide that this person can't be in the meeting, there's a good chance I'm going to go with them. Not because I'm mad at the meeting, not because I disagree, but I probably do, but because that person doesn't need to be alone. They were there for a reason, and my gut, my morals, my higher power will not let that pass. If I see it, I'm going to do something about it. I will, and I've done that before, where I left the meeting to go help the person getting in their car because they felt abandoned again. Well, you're a drug addict. You don't belong here. Bullshit. Guess what alcohol is? Okay. Now, yeah, granted, the addiction to them is different, but the end result is the same. The end result is the same. If I didn't get kicked out of the meeting, I wouldn't have met you. Is that how we met? I don't remember. Is that what happened? Okay. Fill me in later. You guys, I do so much that, what I don't do is sit around afterwards and be like, "Oh, great, and I hope I help this person." No, I just go do what's next. But nobody deserves to be. I saw this problem in my home group. We did kick a guy out. They were being disruptive, and I still didn't agree with it. I just didn't agree with it. The way I saw it is they just shouldn't have been a co-host anymore. But I don't feel good about that. So yeah, exactly. Yeah, now we have all recovery meetings, and those can be kind of deceptive, though. You got to be careful on all recovery meetings. So I had a thought because AA has what's called breakout rooms. AA. Zoom has what's called breakout rooms. And what you could do is you could actually have like everybody joins AA, Al-Anon, Alateen, and depending on which one you are, you go to the breakout room so that we can use these online AA meetings to start promoting Al-Anon and Alateen. We need those just as much as we need AA. We need ACA. We need that too. Okay. Smart recovery. Yeah. That's right. That's right. That's right. I remember that. Amber. So thank you, Ingrid. I thought so too, because does that feel like a lot of camaraderie? So what would happen, Ingrid, is you and then like your kids could go. So you all join and then they go into their little breakout room and with their device and go over there. But it's still because when I used to go to AA meetings back in the 90s, there was almost always an Al-Anon meeting going on too. Why? Because we promote family. AA, alcoholism is a family disease. Recovery is a family thing. Yeah. My wife and my kids, they went to Alateen and Al-Anon. Okay. Got what they needed, and that helped them out a lot. But it isn't as prevalent as it used to be because we don't have as many alcoholics coming back in because we don't have people in recovery working at detoxes. Do you see the match? Now you guys are going to catch this. One day you're going to be like, Yeah. It all starts with detox. It all starts with the front lines, or AA, Alateen, Al-Anon, ACA, NA, any of it will be gone because there won't be anybody there. I don't know why it reminds me of this, but then I'm going to be quiet. They say that only 2% of heroin makers make it, and that's a lie. It could never work. It wouldn't, it doesn't fit. Okay. So stay away from graphs, stay away from percentages. Okay. Yeah. See, there you go, Ingrid. Yeah. Good. I'm glad to hear that's still going on. It's not happening as much as in Colorado. So it's good to hear it's going on other places. So, all right. 28 minutes till the noon meeting, till the 3 p.m. meeting. I got up before noon. I don't know why I mix up my time. So thank you, everybody, for being here. 3 of my favorites. I appreciate it. Don't tell the rewatchers. Okay. Awesome. Okay. Yeah. So they do there. I'm just not seeing any, but they have their own meetings and stuff online. So I'm probably making it more confusing than it needs to be. So shut up, wife. She said, yep. I love you all. I love you too, baby. Peace out and have a day.